All right, so I was feeling in such a mood. This is Toby Green with the 14 Days in March podcast. I was feeling in such a mood that I wanted to do a little bit of creative writing and envision what an unemployed workers union could look like. So hang tight, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. All the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray when the details get neglected, as I see them be done day after day. But here we step up and here we speak out. It's not where we disagree, but it's where we agree. Because where we disagree is our power without. So make the most of today, or don't. You're entirely free to go your own way. Good evening, everyone. This is Toby. I'm jumping in here, so we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to have a little bit of thoughts here, and we're going to jump into a dreamlike scenario of how an unemployed workers union could function. This is just a very, very rough draft. I've put zero thought. I'm literally thinking about this on the fly, so bear with me. This may not be the greatest podcast, but I'm going to go with it. Welcome to the first ever digital online unemployed workers union meeting. I wanted to call this to order. My name is Toby Green. I am the convener of this meeting. My name could be Rascal Flats. My name could be any sort of name that you want. I'm just putting my name in there. It does not mean that I have to be the person who does this. Anybody can be a convener, but we're convening this meeting. First points on the order is talking about the unemployment rate. We just had 2.25 million claims that came in yesterday. We're expecting the unemployment rate to continue to climb. We're expecting anywhere in the ballpark of in between, we'll say 60 to 100 million Americans could be laid off or working part-time very quickly here as the coronavirus plays out. Our purpose today is to talk about this. We are mostly service industry workers. We are waiters, waitresses, bartenders who have seen our jobs completely go kaput and our livelihoods be thrown up in smoke. We are certainly not the only ones who are out here. There's lots of different groups. We are going to have reports come in from different people to speak on that. And for you folks who are new to the Unemployed Workers Union, a couple of ground rules that we have for you to participate in this meeting and get the most of it. First of all, as the convener, my job is very simple. My job is to make sure that your opinion is heard. I'm going to ask that you speak and stay on topic. If you have a story to tell or would share, or you would like one of our unemployed organizers to follow up with you, we can do that. If you really need to share a personal story, we want to let you know that your story and what you're going through matters. In this meeting, we cannot delve super deep into all of those stories because everybody has one. What we will try to do is talk about stories in we'll have people present it. If you feel strongly that that story is very similar to your story, please feel free to jump in and say yes. Now, I've got the ability here digitally to keep people muted, and we will try to figure out ways here. We've got a couple people on stack to be able to talk already on different issues, But I just wanted to let you folks know that if you are listening to the call this evening and you're hearing it or you're seeing it online or whatever way you're getting this information, your voice matters. And our goal is that you don't have to be helpless. You don't have to feel alone, and you do not have to feel defeated. That is number one, number two, and number three. You are a human being. It's not your fault that you're unemployed. It's not anything that people want to say. If you are a bartender, a waiter, a waitress, a cook, a chef, those are the industry that we're focusing on in particular tonight because they've had the most recent closings. But no matter the work that you did, you were helping somebody else. You were delivering. You were supporting somebody else to pay their mortgage. You also were being given money. There's no losers here. There's an economy that has betrayed us. So we're going to get into it. We talked a little bit about some of the claims that came up. So let's start with the first order of business. Our first order of business is benefits and pay. The United States government is looking at $1 trillion package. To speak to that, I would like to bring up Philip Fills, who is a line cook who just recently became unemployed, who's going to talk to his story about putting that information in. So, Philip, come on in here. My name is Philip, and I worked for the John Doe Bar and Grill. And I just want to say that I've been unemployed now since the virus hit. We closed down about a week ago. And, I just put in my unemployment paperwork. I'm waiting for that to work through its system. I got rent coming up on April 1st. I'm really worried about losing my home. And so I just wanted to see what we are going to do about it. Well, Philip, that's a really important thing that you just said there. There is a $1 trillion package. We've heard that moratoriums are in place about rent. That's going on. We are going to tell you what, I think that what city do you live in? Well, the city that I live in is Gresham, Oregon, and I want to definitely make sure that I'm not evicted. I received a real crappy note from my landlord that said, hey, do my best to pay by the 1st, but I don't know really what to do. Well, that is a really important thing that you're putting forward, Philip, and I just want to say that this is a key thing. How many folks here are feeling the way Philip does about rent? Please chime in. There's a little survey link on the Facebook page here. There's also a Google survey link. You guys can lifetime vote this. Okay, there's quite a few folks who are part of this. Who have gone through the process. And by the way, before we jump into the results of how many folks were interested in this topic, the Unemployed Workers Union, all you need to do is fill out a simple Google form that says that you want to join the Unemployed Workers Union, and you just take an oath to do your best to continue promoting through this crisis the Unemployed Workers Union effort, whether it's share it to Facebook or share it with your friends. There are no dues to be part of this union. It makes pretty much no sense to have a dues structure at this time. What I'm seeing here is we have only about 25, 30 folks here starting out on this thing. And out of this, we've had really high rates. I've got 28 folks who've said yes, that they are interested in being involved in anything to make sure that their rent is paid for. So the question is now, at this point, we need to put this into some sort of action committee to make sure that this is done. There's groups such as Portland Tenants United and other groups out there that we should affiliate with, and they really drive that work. I'm going to encourage, not just affiliate, I'm going to encourage everybody this is not about building the Unemployed Workers Union. This is about participating, making sure that everybody gets back on their feet and is not harmed in the way that's happened. I'm going to encourage you folks to reach out and participate in PTU or in any group that does that stuff. This is just making sure that that's done. So benefits and that sort of thing, that's there. So we are going to conclude this meeting here in a few minutes, but I want to talk about good and welfare. I want to know how people are holding up. Yes, My name is Sydney Thompson, and I just want to say that I've got, it's been very lonely for me. It's been very hard. My husband passed away a few months ago, and it's been very hard for me to really be able to kind of get on. It's been just very difficult, and this social distancing and the coronavirus and all this stuff has been incredibly difficult. Okay, so with what you're going through, Sydney, I want to just first of all say thank you for being part of the meeting and talking tonight. Sydney's having a tough time keeping going. We need to talk about good and welfare. The support that Sydney needs is pretty paramount. Sydney, what type of things do you like? What type of things do you like to do? What type of participation do you like? Because we could send somebody over to, not send somebody over, we could have somebody call you, but that feels kind of forced and weird. I know that some people might be really about that, but is there any type of activities that you like to do? Well, I mean, during this time, I would really love to play. I really love to play a board game with someone, or just do something. It's just been really hard, and I mean, if there's any type of events. Okay, folks, how many folks want to do a board game at night? Sydney, what's going through? First of all, how many people are feeling similar to Sydney, where you're feeling emotionally isolated? Again, that's a tough question to ask. I don't think that we can actually get a vote on that. But right now, people, it's not just about fighting for benefits and fighting to stay in your home or fighting to do those things. It's about fighting also to stay connected to people and stay in a place where you can have camaraderie with folks, but real camaraderie, not just charity camaraderie where somebody's trying to hang out with you just to hang out with you. What type of events do you think would be good? Okay. So I'm seeing a bunch of stuff come up on the thread here that some people, okay, right now I'm seeing that that online game night would be great for those people who have the internet, okay. Okay, we're going to try to keep with the social distancing piece, but an email exchange of favorite memories, okay, that's good. So there's a couple different things that are being posted here. So I think that pulling us together, what I'd like to do, Sydney, I'm going to actually ask if you'd be okay with this. Is this something that you could be in charge of? Is this something, first of all, do you feel compelled? I don't want to put you on blast here, but is this something that you could actually help us organize some sort of event and activity? Well, I don't know if I don't feel comfortable organizing stuff like that. I don't really know how to do it. But I would love to be involved in some way. Okay, well then let's do this. First of all, anybody on the thread, Sydney, I want to thank you. Don't feel put on the spot. Certainly, organizing things is in itself both a blessing and a curse. How many folks here on the thread want to help put together an activity of some sort of morale boosting, fun activity? If you got ideas, I mean, I'll just keep it real simple and try to create some parameters as a convener. Something that's fun, something that's easy for people to be accessible to, whether it's online or any number of things. Just make it fun, even if it's whatever. Just make it fun, something that people can do while they're passing the time, something that builds camaraderie. Who could look at that piece? Okay, I've got 2 or 3 volunteers, so tell you what, we'll follow up. I'll follow up with you later, but anyone else wants to follow up, let's do it. I want to also give people an open page. If we're going on the Unemployed Worker Union Facebook page, please, these ideas, please, let's throw them up as events. Let's give it to people. Let's really encourage folks a chance to congregate in whatever way they can. It's really important that we don't let things go haywire. So, okay. So we've talked about some things tonight. I feel like I'm dictating. We do have a couple pieces of business that we need to put forward. So first of all of you who are part of the Unemployed Workers Union, we have an issue at stake, which is the stimulus plan that's coming out. Is this enough that's being supported? Should this be enough for people to be happy with? So basically, the stimulus plan is going to be $1 trillion stimulus plan. It's supposed to cut people. The